Hello, everybody. This is Young Family Tai Chi Section 1. And what I'm going to do today is review Grass with Sparrow's Tail. And then we will work on single whip, which I grant is more complicated than any of the moves we've had thus far. Okay? So let's do from the beginning to the end of Grass with the Sparrow's Tail. So I'm going to turn around, go the same direction as you. So our feet are shoulders width apart, head up, hips down, hands by your side. Prepare. Opening. Turn your arms so your palms face the back. Hands come up to shoulder level and then press down, starting with your elbows and going almost to the bottom. Grass with its tail, ward off left, shift left, turn right, all the weight on the right. Step and close, shift weight and swing forward. Right ward off, shift right, turn the left to the corner. Shift all the way to the left, pulling with the left and ward off with the right. Pull in, step and close, shift weight, ward off. Roll back, turn to the corner, and shift your weight back and turn to the other corner. Press, pull in the right, attach the left, and press forward. Push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest. Push forward, palms at the same level as your shoulders. Okay? So a few reminders before we do this again. Footwork. I want you to remember that your bow stance is shoulders width apart, which means your heels are shoulders width apart. And when you step forward, I want you to remember your knee left lines up to the toe and the right also lines up to the toe. So no collapsing your knee either way, not this way and not this way, okay? Keep your knees lined up. So that's the important thing to remember in terms of your alignment. Also, when you're doing right ward off, your right elbow lines up with your right knee. So you should not be here or here. This elbow lines up with the knee. Okay? In terms of the hands, one of the things that you should understand is when you're doing right ward off, your right hand is in front, guarding your chest. When you do roll back, essentially you are rolling your forearm so the palm is out. When you come back to do press, you just reverse that. See? So you roll out for roll back and roll back in for press. Now the trick is your body has turned. So when you're here, your body is also turning as you're rotating your forearm. And then as you come back, your body has turned to the other corner. But actually, in terms of your hand movement, it's just coming back. And then you come forward. Okay? So let's do that one more time. Okay. Prepare. Head up, hips down, hands by your side. Opening. Rotate your arms, palms back. Lift up to shoulder level. Then press down, leading with your elbows, almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left. Turn right. All the way to the right. Step and close. Shift weight and separate. Right ward off. Shift right. Turn the left to the corner. All the way to the left. Pull in, step and close. Shift weight and ward off. Roll back. Turn. Arms to the corner. Shift weight back. Arms to the other corner. Press. Pull in the right. Attach the left. Press forward. Push. Square up your shoulders, flatten your hands. Come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest. Push forward. So any questions on that one? How's your footwork? Make sure when you make your footwork for the right ward off from left ward off, that it's wide enough. So what happens here is when I come here and I go to left ward off, okay, here's the bow stance for left ward off. Then I come back and I turn this to the corner. When I come in and step out again, make sure this is wide enough for this bow stance. Because sometimes people come in and then it's not wide enough. So if I were here and I come in and I come in, so sometimes people step here instead of stepping here. Can you see that? So you need to have that shoulders width. So you're actually stepping out more than you think for the first few times you do it. It's the pulling in that deceives you in terms of the width. So here, when you turn, because you pull in before you step out, that's why you often don't step out enough. So any questions on that? Okay. Well, the next move is single width. And it has a lot of parts to it. So I'm going to do it once for you in the same direction you would do it. Then I will do it facing you so that you can see the hands. Okay. So if you were starting here, at the end of push, you would be here. Single whip looks like this. You're shifting weight back, flattening your hands, turning and pulling all the way around. Come back, make a hook hand, standing ward off, bow stance. So if I do it facing you, that is in the opposite direction, I would be here. So shift back, turn, come back, make my hook hand, standing ward off. Okay, so let's look at the footwork first. The footwork is relatively difficult if you aren't very flexible. And the reason is this: you're starting at a bow stance that way. And what you're going to do is you're going to end up at a bow stance that way. So how are you going to get there? You are 60-40 at the end of push. What you're going to do is you're going to move all your weight back into the back foot to release the front foot. Then you're going to turn this 135 degrees to that corner. Then you're going to put all the weight in the back, release the front, pull in, step out to a bow stance, heel ball toe bend knee. Okay, so the main difficulty is the 135-degree turn. So here, bow stance, all the way to the back. Turn on your heel, 135 degrees to the corner. Shift all the way to the back, release the front. And that also releases your hips. Then pull in, step out, bow stance. So if you find that you can't make 135 degrees, it is more important that you have the back foot to the corner before you step out, because I want you to have a stable back foot from which to step out. So let's say that you are turning and you can only get to 90 degrees. You can't make it all the way to 135 degrees. You can only go this far. Then I want you to turn on the balls of your foot so that this back foot faces the corner. And then you can come in and do a regular bow stance. Okay? If you are, let's say, if you come here and you turn and you only make it to 90 degrees, the reason why I want you to turn on the balls of your foot to make sure this goes to 45 degrees to the corner is that I want you to be able to put all your weight in the back and make your bow stance. If you were at 90 degrees and you try to make your bow stance from here, this is really difficult. Okay. There are times when you will have to do that later in the second section. But for now, since you can make an accommodation, I would rather that you change and then step out. Okay? So try it either way. Master Yang prefers that you go 135 degrees and then release and then step out. And when you see the arms, you will see why he feels that way. So when you're doing the arms, you were at push. So as you are moving your weight back, you allow your hands to flatten. Then you're going to essentially move both your hands so that you can turn as your right foot is turning. So can you see? Arms and foot turning at the same time. Then as I come back, I'm going to press down. As I come back, I'm going to release the front foot. Then I'm going to make my hook hand and ward off. Standing ward off, deflect, and strike. So the way the hands work is that you're essentially flattening and pulling. So the left hand pulls and the right hand follows. It goes all the way to the other side. Then you press down. And then ward off with the left and hook hand with the right. So the hook hand looks like this. It looks like a beak. Did you ever do these shadows, things when you were a kid and you had a bird and you make a little beak? That's what it looks like, except it's this way. So it's a bird beak, except facing down. So in terms of the function, it can be used this way to poke someone, but here it's usually using this part to strike someone in the neck. And in the form, we don't show it this way. In the form, we show it this way, facing down. It looks a bit more graceful. It doesn't look that graceful. So the form makes a lot of compromises in terms of how things look. Okay? So you come from a push, you flatten your hands, and you pull all the way around. Then you come back, push down, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right. Then you're going to do a standing ward off step. Deflect as you flatten your foot and strike. This is the second position where you are upright. So I am not leaning forward. I am upright. And in order to get that upright position, I am open slightly more than to the corner so that I can bring my hip in to get that upright shape. And the other thing is that I am looking through my tiger's mouth at the end. So I am not having my head here and kind of sneaking a peek. I have my head totally lined up, my tiger's mouth at the end. Okay? No sneaking a peek. You want to look straight where you're going. And when you are striking, you are striking here. This is your strike point. So because this is your strike point, your hand is turned slightly. It's not like this. You're striking with this. So you're turning this slightly so that this part is the part that's sticking out. Okay? Any questions so far?
I'm still ending up with my feet crossed, and I've forgotten what the fix was to that. I just experimented with all these different, I guess, right ward off positions, and nothing.
So the standard fix is to lengthen your stride, though that may not be practical. But I'll show you why that's the fix. Because when your stride is longer, when you turn, you will not cross. You see what I'm saying? And that fixes it, right? The longer stride means that you will not cross. Now, your stride, though, depends on how strong your back leg is, because you can only have a longer stride if your stance is lower. Okay, so remember how you determine your stride? You have your back foot, and then this is your stride. If you lower your stride, you lower your stance, you can have a longer stride, right? Higher stance, shorter stride. Lower stance, longer stride. So if you have a high stance, you're going to have a short stride. So given that, once you turn around, if you find that you're getting crossed, your solution may be don't turn all the way to 135. Go to 90, let's say, or something less than 135, and then turn on the balls of your foot. Then you won't be crossed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just have to look relative to your stride. Where are you going to be when you turn? So turn your right foot so that it clears. Okay? If it doesn't, if you can't make it to 135 degrees and still have it clear, make it less. Okay? Make sure that it clears. And then when you turn, you won't be crossed, right? Your feet will be parallel to each other. Yes.
Could you go back and show the arm movement just at the point where after you've rotated your feet 135 degrees and your arms come in and you step? Could you please show us the hand movement before the standing ward off?
Okay. So when I'm here, okay, and I'm doing my 135 degrees, right? So it should feel like swing all the way to the side.
Mhm.
Then as I come back and the weight comes back to the back foot and I can pivot the right, left,
Oh,
then I'm making so I'm pressing down, left ward off, right hook hand.
So in your left ward off, how close is your hand to your chest?
Not close.
Not, it's, okay.
It's pretty far. It's just like your right ward off. When you did right ward off, remember? You
Yeah.
had this round shape. That's what this is looking like. Okay? It's this round shape. You are keeping people away from you. Okay? This is a boundary. Okay? Also, think about your tree shape. It's your tree shape. Okay? So when you're coming back, press down,
Okay.
ward off with the left, hook hand with the right. Then when you do your standing ward off, that's when you step. Standing ward off step. Okay? Flatten as you deflect and strike. Okay? It's a lot of movement. I agree. Okay, so let's do it a few more times. Okay, so you have your. Would you rather I do it in the same direction as you? The problem is you can't see my hands then. Preference?
I like being able to see your hands, but I understand
Okay.
there are image of
Yeah.
my hands.
Okay. Okay. So we'll compromise. I'll do it this way. Okay. So I'm flattening my hands. I'm coming around. Pressing down. Releasing the left foot as I make my hook hand. Okay. So I am looking through my tiger's mouth as I strike. Question?
I almost don't dare to do this one. So I tried not turning the full 135 degrees.
Yes.
Then my right foot never got to the corner. So I end up in a bow stance that's not 45, it's like
It's
8.
because you didn't pivot. Okay, so here you started a bow stand. You turn this foot, let's say not to 45 and not to 135. Then you have to pivot on the balls of both feet. Then you get up.
Okay, I almost just fell on my butt.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
When I did that, let's see. Okay. So less and up and then.
Okay. So for some people, okay, it might be easier for you to do it one at a time. So let's say you're here. You can't get all the way to 135 degrees. So you pivot on the ball of your right foot. Then you pivot the left. Some people find it easier to do one at a time. So here, you turn however much you can on the heel. Then you do the rest of it on the ball. Do the rest of it. Then you do the other foot and then step on.
That works better for me the second way because I'm on the carpet.
Yeah.
So I can
So for some people, they would rather have one foot stable and then turn, and then the other foot. In other words, you have one foot stable all the time. But there are some people who like to do both at the same time. It just depends, you know?
But the point of not turning all the way was so that my feet didn't get crossed. And if I turn the right leg, it doesn't matter when I turn it. If I turn on the ball, then that toe is pointing toward my left heel. Instead of in yours, you've got it pointing to your toe.
Yes, it's pointing to my toe.
It didn't matter how I got there. I'm
You
still
should be
completely.
pointing. You should be pointing to your toe.
Yeah, that's what I can't seem to do. What am I doing?
So if you have a bow stand, you have all the weight on the left, you turn the right. If you can't turn it all the way to 135 degrees, turn the rest of the way with the ball. Then turn the left foot. Come in, step out. Bow stance. So let me see your feet, Rima.
How? Can you see them there?
I can see them now. I
Okay.
just don't know whether I can see them when you're moving. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
go to your bow stance first. At the end of push, what does your bow stance look like? Is your left foot to the corner?
yes.
Okay. Now you should turn your right foot. Okay, your right foot is. So basically what's happening is you have a really short stance.
Oh shoot! I thought it was really long.
Okay, so
But that's like super lunged. Okay.
but if you did a super lunge, can you see that you clear your front, your,
Oh wow, that's a really, really like. Okay, so I would have been here, way out, which is nothing like the bow stances I've been doing. But okay. Yes, you're right though. That.
but I just want to see you to see what the clearance looks like.
Yeah. No, it's
Okay,
huge.
so now if you're short, then what I want you to do is just go to 90 degrees. Okay, now turn on the balls of your feet. They should be parallel.
Oh, that worked that time. Okay, let's see.
That's what I meant when I said only go to 90 degrees if you can't. Okay.
They're not crossed, but I'm not stable.
Right. Okay. But I just want you to get the idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Super, super long stance does it.
So don't do the super long stance. What I want you to do instead is do the 90 degrees.
Okay.
Do the 90 degrees now. instead of doing both balls, okay,
Okay.
okay, so you're here, do the
Oh.
90 degrees,
Yeah.
turn on the ball of your right foot.
Okay.
Now turn the ball of your left foot.
Yeah, but they were at least in a line. They weren't crossed. I just couldn't
Yeah.
balance.
Okay,
So it was
but
close.
I just want you to get the idea of what the alignment looks like. You'll have to practice, but
No.
don't make a super long stance.
Okay.
Just go to 90 degrees,
Okay.
okay? And then turn on the balls of your feet one at a time if you're not in good balance. And then your back foot should be at the corner. This is like a balance beam, right?
It's like a balance beam. So but somehow you were rock solid. Oh well, yours weren't in a line. They were slightly.
They are slightly, they're parallel, but very close to being in line.
Yeah, but that's much more stable. So if I can just do that.
So my feet are like this, okay? They aren't like this. They're like this. They're parallel. Looks
Yeah.
better.
Well, no, because my right, even though I did it in 2 steps, my right toe is pointing toward the middle of my left foot. It's not, it should be pointing, because now if I lift up my left foot, I'm crossed. So somehow, I don't see how doing it in 2 steps changes the angle that I end up pointing the right foot.
Yes, it does, because if you're doing it in 2 steps, what you're doing is you're moving the right heel out on the
Oh.
ball of your right foot before
Oh.
you move your left foot.
Oh, I was rotating. Well,
So you're turning on your heel to 90 degrees. Then move your right heel out. Then turn your left foot.
all right. Well, now I'm at least in a straight line, but I can't. At least I'm not crossed.
Well, you know, you're just going to have to practice, but you get the idea, right? You turn on the heel of the right, then make the rest of the way to the corner on the ball of the right by pushing the right heel out.
Rita, do you
Yes.
have, I guess I'm leftover flexible. I'm used to rotating my right foot all the way to 135.
Okay.
And stepping out with the left so that
Yes.
it's,
That's the preferable way of doing it.
okay.
So you want to move it 135 degrees so that when you're here,
Right.
okay, your weight is still on the left, but then you're going to shift your weight back and release the front.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what.
The disadvantage of these accommodations is that you don't get the sense of one, all the weight going this way and then all the weight going this way.
It's also, I can feel that Zoom gives us a disadvantage because I remember in Redmond, I looked it up, it was 11 years ago. So not just yesterday, but I remember Master Young moving my foot, like,
Yes,
like I had to move it. There was no choice.
right.
And on Zoom, we try to look down and we struggle. I see Rima trying to look at her feet and do it at the same time without having mirrors and all.
Yeah, right. It's a big
Compensate.
disadvantage of Zoom. You're right. Okay, now, yes. Okay. You're crossed.
I'm still crossed. I tried taking my shoes off to see if that was the problem, but it wasn't.
Okay, so you're going to turn. See, I have space between my feet.
Yeah, you do. I can see that. Can't make it happen. Seems like if I root right here, no. I don't have my feet so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so
So your left foot is not to the corner.
it's not.
No.
Well, that could be part of the problem. Okay, so let's try this. And then this. I'm still going to be crossed.
Okay. Worst comes to worst, pivot on the heel of your left foot. So you turn, you have weight in the back, you turn the rest of the way. Now turn on the heel of your left foot.
Yes, there's a little space now.
Then that gives you space.
Yeah, but that seems like a correction for something that's wrong. Okay, it might be.
Okay, let's try it with the hand and maybe you'll get
Yeah.
a feeling for it. Okay, you're pushing, you shift your weight back to the left as you flatten your hands. Then as you turn your foot, pull with the left, right follows. Then as you get to the end, you shift your weight to the right, press down, release the left, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off, deflect, strike. So let's try it again. I'm going to continue doing it facing you so you can see the hands. So push, shift weight to the back, flatten your hands, pull with the left, follow with the right as your right foot turns to the corner. Then press down, release the left, turn your hips toward the corner, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, pull in, standing ward off, deflect, strike. Well, you did end up with a good bow stance at the end, Rima.
Yeah, almost after I almost fell over, but I really don't know.
The comment, the YouTube videos that are available on the website augment what you're doing. And like if Rima's struggling so hard, it might be that looking at one of the videos as well would give another
Yes.
perspective. Sometimes you just have to look and look.
So if you go to the school's website, you can see other people teaching the first section. And maybe they have a way of describing it that clicks with you, so that's worth giving a try.
Oh, okay. I actually don't. I think I may have had the problem with all of them, but I can look.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
I don't think it's your explanation. It's something I'm doing funky. All right.
Okay. Well, the main point I want to make, though, is that I want your back foot to be to the corner. And then I want you to step out to a bow stance. So I want you to go from bow stance to bow stance. I know the in-between is the problem. So how did that feel? A little wobbly in the middle, but seems better.
Yeah. Well, I did all your corrections, so yeah, but I still was wobbly. But I didn't fall over.
Okay, so I'm going to turn around so that you can follow me in the direction that you would be doing it. So you would be doing push, and then shift weight back, flatten the hands, pull and turn the right foot to the corner, press down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right, standing ward off step, flatten your foot as you deflect, and strike. So the hook hand is at neck level. It's relatively straight, kind of a tai chi straight, which is not with a locked elbow, but pretty straight, because you are striking someone in the neck. So it's pretty high. So the ending posture, straight up and down, you're looking through the tiger's mouth. This is at neck level, and your torso is straight up and down.
Rita,
Yes.
I can't get my right arm straight out because I have a bad shoulder.
Oh, well, just do what you can. I'm just, saying that's.
as you go, I'm still a little concerned about my right arm. As it goes in before it makes the hook, like the 15 seconds before your hook, is there a rotate there that happens? You've pressed down, you finished the big whippy rotate, and then your
You
right
press
arm
down,
press down.
and then
Okay, so it doesn't actually rotate.
it does not rotate. The
from your
palm stays down
yeah,
and the wrist lifts up to form the
the
hook
hook.
hand.
Gotcha. So it only presses down to test.
So you press down, and as you come here, the left hand rotates, but the right hand just makes the beak.
Gotcha.
So any more questions on that one? Let's practice a couple more times. Okay. Facing you or facing away? I'll do it. Let's see. I think facing you probably is easier to see. Okay. So you're at push. Your weight goes to the back as you flatten your hands. As you turn your right foot, you pull and follow. Then press down as you shift your weight back and release the front foot. Ward off with the left, hook hand with the right. Standing ward off step. Deflect, strike. How did that feel? I'll do it one more time in the same direction as you. Okay, so push. Shift weight back, flatten hand. Pull and follow as the right foot turns to the corner. Shift weight back, press down, release the left foot. Ward off with the left, hook hand with the right. Standing ward off step, deflect, strike. How did that feel?
Is it 6? If you were going to count it, is it 6? Because you're so clear at the end. It's step, deflect, strike, or 3 separate mini moves.
Well, so if you were to count it, usually when they count it, they do the last 3 as a separate count. So usually they're here, and then 1, they flatten and move the weight back, right? 2, turn. 3, press down, shift weight back.
Okay.
4, release the left, hook hand. If you were to count all the way, you would be 5, 6, 7. You
Okay.
see?
Yeah.
But usually they don't make such long counts, and that's why they do like 4, and then they do 3 at the end.
Yes.
But I'll do it one more time with that counts, just so that you can get the hands and feet at the same place. So at push, 1, flatten hands, move weight back. 2, pull and turn. 3, press down, release the left foot. 4, hook hand and ward off. 5, Standing ward off step. 6, deflect as you flatten your foot. And bend knee strike. 7. So when you are, let's say I'm doing it from here, I turn. Step and standing ward off, deflect, strike. So my strike comes straight out from my shoulder. Can you see that? Any further questions? Other than telling you to practice, I don't know what to tell you. Well, okay. In that case, let's close class. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I'm sorry for being such a pain.
Well, you will get it.
I don't know. I was thinking back to the other teachers' classes, and I simply had my legs crossed, and I didn't realize that was wrong. But I managed to do a standing, like I can actually do that.
Uh-huh.
It's completely wrong. But if I deliberately, if I end up here, I think that's what I was doing. Can you see my feet? No.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can
So,
actually, as long as I put my weight all the way back, I can lift it. And I think that's what I was doing.
what you're doing is you're bracing your knees against each other.
No, they're not touching. They're apart. I just lean back. There's a fist
Oh,
between them. I know my pants are sort of.
yeah.
I just simply balanced on the back.
Uh-huh.
But it was only in your class that I figured out that that was wrong. It's quite unstable, but I can hold it.
Uh-huh.
But it's not at all what anyone meant. But that's what I was doing until I figured out that wasn't the goal. It's a very unstable position. I mean,
Generally speaking, in Taiji, they do not want you to be crossed.
no, I mean, you could be knocked over in a second. It's
Yeah.
just that I can balance it if I,
Yeah.
but that's what I was doing, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm working on trying to figure out how to uncross them. Your position looks so much more solid. You've got parallel feet,
Yes.
but I don't know.
I want to have that solid back foot from which to step out to a bow stance. That's the main goal.
But even in the intermediate position, you have a very solid stance. It's this.
Yes.
It's slightly, it's parallel, but in the right direction. Mine are parallel too. Just, but that's completely unstable. Yes, it's doable.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.